Hello folks, it's February the 5th, it's Parish Noticeboard time, and you may well have noticed that I'm not actually anywhere this week. I'm sat here in Village Idiot HQ. I've had a bit of a rough week, which means that this is pretty much the only place I could do this. I was supposed to be in Stamford Bridge doing this episode in the East Riding. However, that didn't happen because my camera ran out of battery. I know it's a little bit weird because I've got 5 batteries these days. I added 2 more to my collection over Christmas. But silly me here only went and forgot to take 4 of them with him on Friday, which meant I only had 1 and it died halfway around Stamford Bridge, and as a result I couldn't record the notice board, which is why I'm sat here in Village Idiot HQ. But I'll tell you all about that as we go further into this episode. So Nikki is with me, just in the background, just not in shot. So if you hear her talking or whatever, I might turn the camera around and let you see what's what. I'm getting a shake of a head, so maybe not. Okay, last week's answer. This was ridiculously easy. Loads of you got this. We were sat on Cleethorpes Seafront at about 9 o'clock at night after having just been in the arcades in the Empire, winning ridiculous prizes, including a box of licorice all sorts and a glittery sequiny pillow thing and lots of light up bits and bobs. We're going again to Cleethorpes soon, so you never know, might come back with some more. But yeah, well done if you got that. I think the big giveaway was the train station. I don't know any other location like it in the UK where there's a train station right on the seafront. There probably is one out there somewhere, but I just haven't discovered it yet. But I think Cleethorpes was a bit of an easy one. Stamford Bridge would have been harder had I have been there this week, but no, unfortunately you haven't got a guess where I am this week. Let's get to the actual notices because there's plenty to talk about. So owing to the fact that I forgot my batteries on Friday, I've had to reschedule what I was supposed to be doing on Friday for another day. I was supposed to be doing Stamford Bridge, Catton, Holtby and Merton, so 2 in the East Riding and 2 in York. I've now moved that entire day to 2 weeks from now, so the 17th is when I'll be attempting to do those 4 again, hopefully this time with my batteries. I've already recorded part of Stamford Bridge, so I don't need to walk the entire route again. What I actually did is I carried on the route and finished the route with my phone, but it just didn't look right. I was doing a combination of pictures and trying to record some video with my phone, and it just looked awful. So when I eventually do this day again, I'll just walk the rest of Stamford Bridge, which I didn't do with the camera, and just complete what I tried to do with my phone. The good thing about that is I know where the good stuff is now because I've already walked past it, so it wouldn't take me all that long to finish it. The others, of course, I haven't even touched, so I still need to do them. The upshot of all this is that because that's been moved, I've had to do a little bit of a move around with the schedule, and I'm afraid York people, you've had to bear the brunt, because there will be no York episode the week after next, and no York episode the week after that, if that makes sense. In its place though, for those 2 weeks, there will be 2 videos that have been sat on the sidelines for quite a while, and I've just been waiting for the right time to put them in. They were supposed to come after the Derbyshire Dale stuff that you're currently seeing on Sundays, but they can be brought forward now because they have a space to be brought into. They are 2 videos from Amber Valley, when Nikki went to a wedding. I went off with the camera because I wasn't invited to said wedding. So yeah, they can just come into the place of what would be ordinarily 2 York videos after the one you're about to see next week. All the other series are unaffected, so that's a good thing. I've minimized any sort of damage. So yeah, you're going to be seeing some Amber Valley stuff very soon in place of York. So one of the big things I want to talk about this week is the fact that I've had to get a new car. So this has got a bit of a story to it. and it goes like this. We were sat on Cleethorpes Seafront, we were recording the notice board. Straight after we'd done that, we hopped in the car and we headed back to our hotel via a Tesco in Grimsby. And we went to the Tesco, we got a few drinks and snacks for the room for the night. And when I got back in the car to drive it away, the gearbox decided to fail, or at least not be smooth, and not smooth transition between the gears. I gradually lost all the gears eventually before we got home, but luckily I did get home. But that car had a few other problems as well, so it was about time it was kind of put out to pasture. To be fair, it's been to quite a lot of places, hasn't it? And you've seen most of those. So the upshot is that that car has gone, and now I have a new one. You will see what car I've got in this week's North Lincolnshire episode. I show it to you in Bottisford, so that's something to look forward to on Wednesday, isn't it? Now, the next thing is a little bit more, shall we say, pleasant. I got an email last night, a very, very nice email, which I'm sure you've seen if you follow my Facebook page. And it was from Buy Me a Coffee, which is the site that I'm on for you guys to just throw some money at me if you think I'm worthy of it. And, you know, I get you know, the occasional donation here and there, nothing major. But last night I got a notification telling me that someone had bought me 20 coffees, which is the equivalent of £100, which is the most I've ever had. And it was someone from Saxilby. Obviously, if you've been following me for a while, you will know that I used to live in Saxilby. I went to Saxilby School. This person was apparently in the year below me. They haven't said who they are. I kind of wish they would, because I probably know them, but they chose to remain anonymous, which is totally up to them. So yeah, I got £100 sent my way yesterday, which is fabulous. It's never happened to that degree before, so thank you. Sorry?
Help with the fuel bill.
Help with the fuel bill, said Nikki. Yeah. So thank you so much, whoever you were. If you're watching this, big thumbs up from me. It's just great that someone just wants to spend that amount of money on, you know, on me, which is crazy, but there you are. Buy Me a Coffee is always there. If you feel like chucking me a bit more, then, you know, feel free to. Not making you don't have to. No one has to pay for my stuff. It just helps me to go further and to do this, you know, more, which is a good thing, because I'm sure you all want to see some more of this fabulous country, just like I want to explore it. So thank you, whoever you were, for sending me £100. It's just mind-blowing, really. So last week's West Lindsey episode was Brocklesby, and if you watched that episode you will know that most of it I couldn't really film because it's a private estate. There were bits that I could, and the bits that I could I've shown you. However, I have a follower who's followed me pretty much all over West Lindsey ever since I started doing the sort of castery type area, and thanks to her I can show you a bit more because I got sent some pictures from inside the Brocklesby estate, like for example inside the church, some other buildings that I couldn't get access to, and I've downloaded them all and put them all into this video. So here's a little montage of some of the stuff which I simply couldn't get to in Brocklesby, and here that comes right now, courtesy of Lexi. Okay, the next thing is to do with thumbnails. You may have already noticed this already. You may have seen a post from me on Facebook, or you may have even seen it somewhere on YouTube. All the episodes, every single one is getting a brand new thumbnail. I've never been happy with the thumbnails because sometimes when you take a photo of the village sign to make it, it's not all that easy to sort of position it right and get the words right in the bottom. It doesn't really work. The biggest example of that, if you watch the Haworth, Crossroads and Stanbury episode this week, you'll see what I mean. They're all sort of shoved up to the left-hand side and it doesn't look very, very good. So I thought, well, how can I combat this? Well, the answer was to design a thumbnail that works for every episode, regardless of where it is and, you know, however long the name is. I've only made them so far for North Lincolnshire, for Erewash, for Thanet, and I've just made them for Bolsover as well. They will be up by the time this video goes out. But of course, eventually every single episode will have this new design of thumbnail. If you haven't seen them, go and check out some of the videos that are in those series I've just mentioned, and you'll see what I mean. I think they look quite snazzy. See what you think. And that leaves us with the coming week for this week. Bit of a busy one, this one, provided no mishaps, no forgetting my blooming GoPro batteries or no car troubles. Hopefully this is going to be one of the better weeks I ever have. So filming schedule's a little bit different this week. Normally I film on Tuesdays and Fridays, maybe Saturdays if Nikki's with me. This week I've had to rejig it a little bit. So Monday I will be heading to Newark. I will be going to Cleethorpes, Gunthorpe, Loudham or Lodham, I don't know how to pronounce that one. Maybe you Newark folks can help me out with that one. And Bulcote. So those four, I'll hit those on Monday. On Wednesday, unusual, I'll be heading to North East Links again, and I'll be doing Bradley, Laceby and Irby, or Irby on Humber if you like. It's just officially known as Irby, but I think some people prefer the longer name. On Saturday, I'll be heading up to Bradford with Nikki to do Denholm, and then travelling the 11 miles across the border into Calderdale for the first time to tackle Heptonstall. And there's a massive grin on my wife's face, and if you don't know why Heptonstall is important to Nikki, you soon will. And
Mrs. TVI coming out for that one.
There will be a Mrs. TVI coming out for that one, and I think you're going to enjoy it. I had a quick look around it on Google Maps because I've never been to that place before, and even I'm going to enjoy it quite a lot. So yes, there will be a Calderdale episode soon. Heptonstall will be the one. And if I can squeeze it in, I may even film something on Sunday this week as well. It will be in North East Lincolnshire if we can, but you'll see what that's all about if I do. I may not, we'll see. But certainly Monday, Wednesday and Saturday I'll be doing what I've just said, and Sunday potentially something else. Have you got all that? Oh, by the way, there's a parish meeting tomorrow night as well. It's all go here, isn't it? It's all go. I've been Andy, also known as the Village Idiot. This has been the Parish Noticeboard, and this is what's coming up on the channel this week. I'm out.